Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 6 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter exponents and square roots. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I am on grade 6 math. Chapter we're on right now is exponents and square roots. Evaluate negative exponents. Let's just start with the lesson. Evaluate. Write your answer as a fraction or whole number without exponents. Two exponent negative 4 it is, right? The first thing is we have to make the exponent positive. How can we make the exponent positive? It is 2 exponent negative 4. So we can make the exponent positive by writing it in denominator, right? The numerator would be 1 and exponent would be, it would be the one with the negative exponent. So 1 over 2 exponent 4. 2 exponent 4 means you have to multiply 2 4 times. So that is 1 over 16. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Let's just start with the test questions. Four exponent negative 1 it is, right? So we need to make the exponent positive. So we can write it as 1 over 4. That is 1 by 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Evaluate. Write your answer as a fraction or whole number without exponents. We can write it as 2 exponent negative 2. So the first thing is we need to make the exponent positive. We can make it positive by writing it in denominator of 1. That is 1 over 2 square. So 2 square is 2 times 2. That is 1 over 4. That is 1 by 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Evaluate. Write your answer as a fraction or whole number without exponent. That is 3 exponent negative 4. So first thing is write the exponent in the denominator to make it positive. So that is 3 exponent 4. So that is 1 divided by 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So it would be 1 over 81. That is 1 over 81. Option number 2 is the correct option. Evaluate 4 exponent negative 2. So the first thing is make the exponent positive by writing it in denominator. So that is 1 over 4 square, right? So 4 times 4 is 16. That is 1 over 16. That is 1 by 16. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is of perfect square. What is the square root of 81? So square root means to finding a number that is multiplied by itself to make 91. Sorry, 81. Which number when multiplied by itself makes 81? So 81, that would be 9 times 9. 9 times 9 makes 81, right? So squares and square roots are opposite to each other, right? S- 9 square makes 81, right? But 9 times 9, the square root of 81 is 9. Let's just start with the test questions. What is square root of 36? Which number multiplied by itself makes 36? 6 times 6, it is correct option. Square root 36 equals 6. What is square root of 16? So the square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 4 makes 16. So the option number 1 is the correct option. What is square root of 4? That is 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. So square root 4 equals 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the square root of 100? That is 10 times 10 is 100. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 10. What is square root 49? That is 7. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is square root 9? That is 3 because 3 times 3 makes 9. What is square root 36? That is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the square root of 25? That is 5. Square root 25 equals 5 because 5 times 5 makes 25. What is square root 1? That is 1. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the square root of 81? Nine times 9 is 81. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the square root of 64? That is 8. Option number 1 is the correct option because 8 times 8 makes 64. Okay, you can come. Okay, the last question. What is the square root of 0? That is 0. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. Half-life and population doubling. How much of a radioactive kind of indium will be left if the half-life is 2 hours and you start with 32 grams? So, how much a radioactive kind of indium will be left in 4 hours? So, the total time is 4 hours and the half-life is 2. So, 4 divided by 2 equals 2. That means 2 half-lives have passed, right? So, that is 32 divided by 2 and another 2 because the 2 half lives. So 32 divided by 4 is 4 times 8 is 32. That means after the 4 hours we are left with 8 grams of indium. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. A colony of 10 bacteria doubles in size every 460 hours. What will be population be 920 hours from now? A colony of 10 bacteria double sizes in every 460 hours, right? So let's just see in 920 hours how many times they are going to double. So 920 divided by 460. So that, right? Now we have 10. That means in 920 20 hours they are going to double them 2 times. So 10 times 2 is 20. So that means after the 920 hours there are 20 bacteria. The correct option is Option number 2 is the correct option. 40? 920 divided by 460 is 20. Oh, it doubles 2 times. 10 times 2 times 2. That is 40. 10 times 2 is 20 and 20 times 2 is 40. That is 40, not 20, because it doubles 2 times. You have 960 grams of radioactive kind of yttrium. If its half life is 50 minutes, how much will be left after 4 hours? 200 minutes divided by 50. So 4 it is. 5 times 4 is 20. So we have to divide 960 grams 4 times, right? 960 divided by 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, because the in 200 minutes the half life is 4 times, right? 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 16, 16. That is 60 minutes. Option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is 60. Option number 1 is the correct option. The half life of a radioactive kind of thallium in 2 minutes. How much will be left after 6 minutes? How much will be left after 6 minutes? If you start with 64 grams of it, 6 divided by 2. So that means 3 times in 6 minutes. The half life 3 times it would be halved. So 64 divided by 2 times 64 over 8. That is 8. Option number. The correct option is 8. That is 8 grams. How much of a radioactive kind of How much of a radioactive kind of indium will be left after 4 hours if the half life is 2 hours and you start with 32 grams? 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 32 divided by 2 times 2. So 32 divided by 4. The correct option is 8. So 8 grams it is. That is 8 grams. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is understanding negative exponents. Which is equal to 9 exponent 6. So we need to make the exponent positive. So we can rewrite the expression as a fraction with numerator of 1 and a positive exponent 6 in the denominator. So that is 1 over 9 exponent 6. Let's just start with the test questions. Write the expression as a whole number with a negative exponent. So you need to write down the negative exponent. So you have to go the opposite way. It would be 5 exponent negative 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. Write the expression as a fraction with positive exponent. So 5 exponent 6, we need to write down the positive exponent. So we can write it in the denominator of 1. So it would be 1 over 5 exponent 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is equal to 2 exponent negative 5. It would be 1 divided by 2 exponent 5. Option number C is the correct option. That is 1 divided by 8. That is 8 exponent negative 6. Option number A is the correct option. Which is equal to 9 exponent 6. That would be 1 over 9 exponent 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 6 math. Chapter we were working on is exponents and square roots. The lessons we have covered today are negative exponents, square roots of squares, half-life and population doubling, understanding negative exponents. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. On either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions you can please ask if you have any. Any questions? No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.